Actually, some of our sustainable problems started with the Industrial Revolution back then, because we had manufacturing and steel and coal, and those are the things that we used for, our manufacturing and in our homes and that sort of thing. And so it started then, but it through time it got worse, and then we had, cars, automobiles, and all the emissions from that. So then we're starting to use and dependent on fossil fuels. So we had the energy crisis in the 70s, and everybody started thinking, okay, we need to implement green design. We need to start taking care of this. We can't afford these fossil fuels anymore. They're limited anyway. They're going to run out. So everyone kind of got interested in that, and then it kind of solved itself. Kind of settled down a little bit. Price of oil went down, so we got complacent again. Oh, well, never mind, we don't have to do anything because everything's fine. Well, and then this latest recession, as the price of oil increased, and then we also started to see all these climate changes. That at first, I think scientists, were not sure if this was kind of long-term or just short-term, and now I think, the evidence is out that we do have major climate change going on, melting ice and glaciers in the Arctic, for example, and so we can actually see it. So we're hoping that this is, we're not going to get complacent again, that our attitudes about our environment are here to stay as far as correcting some of our problems, changing some traditional ways of doing things, is permanent. And again, so we don't have to think about it, talk about it, it's just the way we do it. Well, I think you can begin in small ways. You don't have to think about changing everything immediately, because I think that's so overwhelming and we just kind of throw up our hands. But just incrementally, one item, one process in your home, even how you drive, and then, using public transportation or, walking or, whatever you can, just minimal changes bit by bit. I think ultimately we can get there because we can't afford to, completely redo our homes and our buildings. But if we think about it incrementally, I think we have a chance. And if you can see that I really can make a difference, even if it's just with my own pocketbook and very minimally, that yes, I can do something about this. And then we can feel better about, our place on the planet. Okay, what green design actually refers to is, sustainable practices. In other words, practices that are not going to harm the environment, whether it's man-made or just in our environment, so that future generations can enjoy what we have here on the planet. And unfortunately, a lot of our progress has been detrimental to the environment, and so we've got to turn that around. We've got to change our habits, rethink some traditional ways of doing things, building, for example, which is kind of the area I'm in, because we can do it a lot better. We just have to change habits and educate ourselves. But converting over to recycling or turning your utilities down, your heat at night or air conditioning down, programming it, and then taking steps. And then starting to utilize a lot of the renewable resources that we have. Open your curtains, let the light in. You don't have to turn the artificial light on. So there's just lots of things that we can do. We just have to get in the habit of doing it and access what nature has given us. The range of textiles has grown exponentially. I mean, there are high-performance textiles that you can wrap a building, make a building waterproof, windproof, and actually they can provide a lot of, insulation inside rooms. If you have cold areas, your windows, for example, there are high-performance textiles that can actually help insulate, make us more comfortable. Cold, drafty floors, there's carpets, area rugs, which is included in the textile category. So there are many, many choices. And actually thanks to the space program, is kind of where we started learning about high-performance textiles. Now we incorporate them in a lot of things we do, even, like I said, structures. We are in buildings 90% of the time, whether it's work or home, 90% of the time. And we have really compromised our indoor air quality. Many times the indoor air quality is much worse than the outdoor air quality. We use chemicals in our paints, adhesives, that are not good for us. We bring in lots and lots of cleaning products and use them freely when actually they are harming our indoor environment. You know, we can go back to some traditional cleaning methods, or be sure you open windows when you use any sort of cleaning product. I think we are responsible for a lot of it.